What's up, everybody? Picking up where we left off last week, working on the all-wheel drive Civic, and we're gonna try and figure out why it doesn't seem to want to drive. Reverse seems to work fine, but the forward gears not so much. So I really know just about absolutely nothing about automatic transmissions. Never really mess with them, generally try to avoid them. So I'm just gonna throw y'all up on a time lapse, and I'm just gonna start looking stuff over and everything. And if you do happen to know anything about automatic transmissions, specifically B-Series all-wheel drive transmissions, and maybe you could help us out with our problem, definitely drop a comment. But yeah, let's get started. Okay, so I didn't really find much. There is this plug right here and this plug right here that don't seem to have a home, and then this big plug down here. And that one down there is actually the what's it called? Is this thing, the gear position switch. And on the CRV it's down here on the transmission. On the Civic it's up here at the shifter. And I don't really know how to make those two like go together and talk to each other. So I don't know if that's the problem. Maybe the transmission physically being in one gear and then the shifter being in a slightly different gear is throwing something. I really don't know. I have no idea. I'm just guessing here. But what we're gonna try is, I took the cover back off on the transmission so the cable's loose. And we're gonna start the car and then put it in a gear here and then manually shift it into gear on the transmission. And if that works, then I'm guessing it means that that's our problem. I don't know. The ignition switch is bad, and whenever you let go of the key, if the key like cycles backwards too far, it's like turning the ignition off. So it just takes a few tries just getting it just right. Swap the TPS and the map plug, see if that makes a difference. I guess I gotta put it back in neutral real quick, hang on. Hot coolant going everywhere down here because they ain't got the right radiator in it. Alright, park. Reverse. Neutral. Right? So we've still got the Civic radiator in there instead of the CRV one, and the and the inlet and outlet are smaller than what the CRV would be, which is why it's leaking crazy right like that. But what we were trying worked. If we put the actual shifter inside the car in a gear and then physically put the shifter in that same gear, it seems to drive fine. So I ended up just shortening the shift cable up a little bit more. Okay, so one last thing that I almost overlooked was the actual adjustment right here. And I messed with it like all the way forward, all the way back, everywhere in between. And you could get like 2 gears to work and then everything else would be out of sync. Like you can make here and here work and then nothing else seemed to line up right. You can make park and reverse work and then nothing down here seemed to work right. So I'm thinking I either shortened too much out of that cable or it needs a little bit more. Either way, it's not quite right. But I guess we're going to leave it off right there for this one. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week for another one. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe.